An animated movie starts, of course, like any storytelling, with an idea, and then we work a lot in development for quite a long time.
Disney Animation prides itself on developing all of the stories from the ground up in-house.
The process of working in story at Disney Animation has always been our team sitting in the room together and discuss story face to face.
Testing things, seeing if it works, it doesn't work. What makes people laugh, what makes people cry. We put so much work into getting the emotional story right.
When you are all in the building together, you're able to very seamlessly just interact and just show different ideas.
Everything has to be planned. There's no accidents. Down to a blink, every environment, every texture, every fabric, the world, the sand, the water, all has to be created by somebody.
By the time we're heading towards production, we have a script that we're happy with, and we now start storyboarding. We'll storyboard our films, the entire film, and then watch it together, take it apart, do it again to get it better and better and better, about 8 times during the making of a film.
And once the pandemic hit, everything changed.
When we were told that Raya was going to be made from home, my first thought was, how?
We got an email studio-wide on a Thursday afternoon that was like, when you leave today, you're not coming back, so make sure that you take what you need with you.
It was weird. I remember the office building kind of feeling a little eerie.
There was a lot of confusion, and for my part, I thought it was gonna last 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Once we figured out we're gonna leave the studio, it was in a matter of less than a day. We had to pack up and leave.
I just grabbed my 15-inch MacBook.
I grabbed a bag of snack from story room, and then I went home. And looking back, I could have grabbed the whole basket.
What? Undies?
So this project was almost 100% production completed from home.
With the amazing technology department that we have, led by Nick Cannon, we were up and running in a week.
Tech support, this is Jessica.
We all had to strategize together to figure out how to make that work. What is the first problem we have to solve? What is the second problem we have to solve?
Because we were entering the most critical phase of the film when everything was going on at the same time.
The first challenge, of course, is workstations for everybody.
Thankfully, our studio had some systems in place prior to the pandemic that allowed individual artists to do occasional hours working from home.
And the reason they did that is that very often for an artist, they'll send off a render, and at night you need to check the render. Something might have gone wrong with it, and you might want to fix it and send it again so that the next morning, by the time you have director review, it's ready.
Everybody had to set up their Wi-Fi properly, and that was one of the biggest challenge, more than the actual equipment, to be honest.
This one goes up to the box.
To the YZ box.
Yeah.
One of the things that we also had to figure out was just the bandwidth at the studio. We couldn't have everybody logging into the system at the same time.
And there are times in which people thought that their internet was the problem, and maybe it was actually our technology that was the problem.
One with regard to color accuracy, but I think even more importantly, a particular problem in animation of audio synchronization.
Are you really looking for Sisu?
Because there's the inevitable delays of looking at things over video conferencing.
And so we spent a lot of time trying to figure out, well, how are we going to review the work as a group? And it can be really difficult whenever you start trying to look at a shot and get like a gut instinct and something freezes or the audio is way off. Missing one frame, you actually can lose a lot of information and you can miss a lot of performance choices from that.
And then they discovered that actually within the studio we had this thing called Streamboat. For example, if you were in your room and you couldn't attend an event or something, you could log into Streamboat and do it that way. So they sort of adapted it.
We had to develop a completely new workflow. We needed to get everybody the hardware they needed. We needed to test software that would enable everybody to connect in, working from home, into the studio so they had access to all of the files that they needed. We are a team of 6, including myself, supporting over 900 people.
So did we get sleep the first week of remote working? Barely. We barely got sleep.
Welcome to my workspace, and also meet my dog Sprite.
I took over the garage and, set up a bunch of black curtains because for lighting, We really need to be able to see into the darks of the image.
We were just ramping up. Assets weren't completely done, but our main characters were working, though Sisu Dragon was one of the most difficult characters we've ever designed, and to figure out how to have her move, we were still figuring that out.
We were really worried when the work from home era started because collaboration's such key to the way that Disney animation movies are made.
The collaboration doesn't stop within the walls of a room. It happens in between meetings when you're going up and down those stairs.
So we'd be in a meeting on the 3rd floor, and then we'd have to go to editorial. So you'd walk down together and you say, how is the family? How are the kids?
Because we function a lot this way, it was definitely a hurdle.
I think everybody had the attitude of like, we're gonna make the best of this, even though we were all kind of apart and working in little Zoom boxes.
One of the hard parts about it was that you log into a meeting, you're in a meeting with everybody now.
We do have shots.
Wait a second. This feels too easy.
I think at the peak of production, we were having meetings with like 90, 100 people.
The workday changed drastically.
We're sitting in front of a computer screen all day long. How many hours can you sustain that? How many hours can you sustain that and still be creative?
We would be on Zoom for 8 hours straight. We started to realize we need longer breaks because there's something really exhausting about seeing people flat.
It wasn't an easy movie. None of them are.
Especially at the peak of this, I was pulling all-nighters writing the scripts.
Yeah, there was one day where I have my computer on, right? I have Cintiq, I have iPad, which we have our own software that allow us to storyboard. And I'm like, wow, what have we become? This is the future.
We had to really, really trust that individuals were doing what they needed to do, not only to get their work done, but to keep themselves healthy. So a lot of times we would put on virtual happy hours.
I really did. It sounds silly, but like to come on and have, 100 or 200 people on a Zoom call, everyone knows that they don't have to go back to work after, I think really helped everybody feel like a community.
When we're in the building, we're always celebrating together because there's always so many milestones. So we're trying to recreate that as much as we could.
When an animator finishes their last shot,
Hey, bud, that was awesome. Give me some show.
there's some sort of celebration of their hard work. One of our supervisors had this crazy idea to put all of our names on this kind of like digital spinning wheel of fortune.
Whoever got chosen had to offer a gesture of gratitude.
So sometimes it would be singing a song or doing a dance.
Fear-inducing, this wheel. Talk about anxiety. But Andrew was wonderful at trying to keep the crew very motivated and entertained.
Okay, who's hungry?
Ooh, I am.
2 specials. How spicy would you like it? Hot, hotter, or boom goes the dynamite.
Bring on the heat.
No, I don't think so.
I think the actors definitely felt the pressure of how do I set up a home record session.
Disney was kind enough to send over a lot of top-notch recording equipment.
I'm giving them instruction to record in dead space.
This is my microphone, it's a little cramped.
We were definitely asking a lot of them to say, hey, can you jump into a closet and give us your best?
Recording from home entailed me sort of building like a fort.
So here's the microphone. It's normally not that short. This is the screen where I normally will see Dawn and Carlos and Osnat, all those cool people.
I remember one of the first times that we recorded Aquafina.
Hey guys, it's Aquafina, and as you can see, I am in my house.
And we wanted to make sure that we had a good recording area for her, so we ordered a sound tent.
We got a tent in the living room.
She was about to give the line, and then like right on cue, it was the funniest thing, and it was like the definition of recording talent at home.
Those sorts of things are going to stay with me for a long time because the ridiculous things we had to do that we just did and we didn't ask questions because it's like, hey, the show must go on.
The other thing that I really enjoyed working from home was the fact that I could sleep in as late as possible before the meeting.
I honestly could just roll out of bed and like walk into my little fort and then just record and have everyone come in on Zoom.
Andrew made an invisible blanket. He like figured out a way in which he could like map his background onto a sheet.
So this is a great party trick if you have like a Halloween party or anything like that going on.
The biggest variable of working in a Zoom room, especially if you're a mom in a house with pets, is that at any moment, a random little mammal is gonna come charging in through the background in various stages of undress.
Cats. There's a lot of people in our studio that have cats.
It was always great when a dog would bark and we would have to like repeat everything that was said.
Hey, what's his name?
Cousteau.
In story meetings, one of our story artists, Donna Lee, had a bird.
This bird was always in the background, just going like, "Crah!" It was impossible not to laugh at it because you would have here Donna pitching this heartbreaking scene between Raya and her dad, and then in the background you just have.
And I actually miss hearing that now.
My wife is a vocal coach, and this is what it was like the whole time.
Having a window open into other people's homes, it normalized all of the craziness that is going on in my house on a regular basis.
So I have all these little signs made up that I would quickly paste in front of the door. Just this big red sign of just, don't disturb mommy. And I have another sign that says, snack on the counter.
In addition to all the challenges that come with having children home all day, there are beautiful moments.
We used to address Fawn's little girl directly. She'd be in the back and go, Kina, what do you think?
She started giving animation notes. I don't know why. We'll be reviewing together on iPad, and she would be like, oh, she looks too sad.
You know, when you look at a whole year, a lot of things happen in people's lives. They get puppies, they get babies.
Hey, who's baby? Ow! Really? A con baby?
I think the pandemic brought us together because the pandemic and Raya and the Last Dragon, the themes are so similar.
The world's broken. You can't trust anyone. Our people never see eye to eye.
Maybe it's broken because you don't trust anyone.
We had to trust that everybody was just going to do their best work and give everybody the space they needed to do that.
We all have the same goal, regardless of what our job is. And we all want to help each other not only make this movie that is so important to all of us, we also want to help each other get through this hard time.
We had to delegate a lot more all the way to the artists. There was a lot more delegation on this movie than we have ever had before.
It did so many things that I don't think we had foreseen. One is it empowered the animators themselves to have much more agency.
When an artist or anybody has confidence, they're going to show up in their best way, and they're going to exceed expectations more often because they really believe that what they're doing is valued.
I am looking forward to going back into the building. I do miss the community of the studio.
I miss people, I do.
I can't wait to return to the studio.
This has been my connection to the world besides my family.
I hope that when we go back, there are some things that we take with us from this experience.
We are able to do things that he would have asked me 2 years ago, why don't you do it this way? I would have said, well, it can't be done.
There's been a lot of questions about what have we done technologically that's been the breakthrough. And I think the focus for this project really is the people.
Where we are is irrelevant. Who we are, I guess, is the bigger, more important thing.
It was a condition, it was a situation we didn't ask for. It happened, and instead of kind of licking wounds and worrying about it, people just rallied.
There was something special about all of us together in our own homes making a movie together. It felt very underground in a weird way.
The drone felt like the blight that was happening across the world. Our mistrust kind of felt like the mistrust that was happening in our film. Like it was like all this is speaking to it, and now we're in a moment where we all want unity, where we all want healing.
Raya and the Last Dragon could not feel more relevant and more timely than it does coming out right now, because it's a movie about, despite our differences,
let me help you,
trusting one another and coming together for the greater good.